Hi, everybody. It's Kate Kolskog with Supporting Wellness, Psychological and Family Services. I hope today finds you in good health as we lead into tomorrow being Good Friday and what would normally be a long weekend for everyone. I know my son actually was celebrating yesterday because he's officially on spring break and not having to do any online schooling. And both my husband and I had to laugh at that because really it feels like he's won the lottery in many ways, and for us, not so much. So I wanted to do a little bit of a video because I'm hearing from clients now that, coming into, 4 or 5 weeks of dealing with the COVID and just trying to navigate many things, we're starting to, I think, come to terms with the reality of our situation and our circumstance. And although we're trying to remain optimistic and positive, we're definitely starting to feel the effects of, what this all means for us. So I wanted to do a little video, number one, just to tell people to remain optimistic, to remain positive. We don't have a lot of control over this situation, and we have to keep a good mindset in order to move forward. And I think part of doing that is just creating a healthy lifestyle in terms of how we're living day to day. And I'm hearing from clients that right now we're starting to fall into some bad habits. So some of those that were listed were, I'm starting to sleep in, not getting up and getting ready. I'm just staying in my pajamas, feeling a little defeated about homeschooling and trying to be a teacher and keeping my kids on track, not being able to provide, 24/7 playtime and interaction with kids. And then in the evenings, just getting caught up in either, binge watching Netflix or, just kind of on our phones, on technology. So I wanted to just encourage everyone that even though you may feel like you're sliding a little bit, let's just kind of review some things that you can do during this time. Now, getting up in the morning and setting a schedule is, I think, the most important thing to do because it creates purpose. And in the morning, we need to really set the intention of what we want the day to look like. So no different than any other day, set a time that you want to wake up. Now utilize this time to sleep in a little bit, so instead of getting up at 6 or 7, maybe you're getting up at 9. But whatever time you decide to get up at, start your day and set the intention. Now for myself, I like to set the intention of what I'm going to accomplish. So of course, we're working at home and I have a schedule that I have to fill. But I still like to try and set the intention of, today great things are going to happen for me, or wonderful things are happening around me, or I'm going to focus on my family. But setting an intention helps us kind of achieve a goal and review it at the end of the day. Now, the other part that I'm hearing from clients is they're having a lot of hardship with the online schooling and having to be a teacher and trying to navigate, 3 or 4 kids who are trying to work through this online schooling. And the first thing I say to parents is don't be so hard on yourself. If you're not a teacher, then you're not specialized in this. And we're all trying how to become teachers and to create a structure of learning that works for our kids, as well as navigating 3 kids and maybe only having, 2 computers to work with. So the first thing that you need to do is just give yourself permission to pat yourself on the back and tell yourself that you're doing the best job that you possibly can do. And I think just not having huge expectations on your kids. They're doing their work, they're trying to get through, whatever coursework is online for them. And at the end of the day, if there's been, things that have been missed or you feel like it was just kind of a crapshoot, so to speak, don't be hard on yourself. And use this time just to praise your kids as much as you can. So you're going to have some kids that absolutely love this online feature and they can navigate themselves and be structured and get through it. And then you're going to have kids that they just don't have the buy-in. A lot of kids too have figured out, I'm not going back to school this year, so why do I have to do this? So I tell parents, don't fight it, just encourage it, even if it's for 20 minutes or building up time versus kind of saying, nope, you have to do school for 2 hours. So maybe 20 minutes and then you take a break and then you come back to it maybe in the evening, but set it up in a way that works for you and try not to set up with, really high expectations. I think other poor habits that we're rolling into is, again, just kind of eating whenever we want to eat. I know a lot of clients are saying to me that they're going to be 20 pounds heavier after this is done. And yeah, we have easy access to the pantry and really no routine. So again, it just comes back to setting that up for yourself. Have a lunch hour with your kids and get them involved. Have them cook lunch. A grilled cheese sandwich is not hard to make, or a peanut butter and jelly for that matter, but get them involved in the process of making lunch. And then again, supper time, that's a valuable time, period. Whether we're at work and in our busy lifestyles, I often talk to families that during mealtime, this is where families come together as a community, where we share about things. And this is really where you can talk to your kids about how they're coping and managing with the COVID. Because I know even for my son, he's saying that he's missing his friends, he's missing interaction. And again, that video gaming, they can hear one another, but they can't see one another. And a lot of parents as well are just saying, I'm worried because my child's gaming so much. And I'm no different. I've had quite a few conversations and feeling really frustrated about the amount of time that my son's playing games. But I'm trying to remind myself that in this time, it's not just gaming. It's also a time for them to be socially connected in some way. And kids, feel isolated no differently than we do. So try not to be hard on yourself. I know even for myself as a parent, I'm constantly thinking I'm not doing a very great job with all this time that we have. I'm still working. I'm still trying to navigate my son. And at the end of the day, I'm still tired. And you would think it would be the exact opposite. Most of us went into this going, okay, I have so much time now. I'm going to get so many things done. But I think as this becomes more concrete for people, we're kind of just starting to ease back and say, well, I'll just watch Netflix. So the importance really is to set a schedule for yourself. Set an intention for yourself. So at the end of the day, you can sit down and say, okay, these are the things that I achieved. Whether it's one thing or 3 things or 10 things for that matter, but being able to review and feel like that you've accomplished something. So these are just a couple of things that, I'm hearing. A couple little suggestions sometimes go a long way, but I think most importantly, be kind to yourself. It's amazing to me how incredibly hard we are on ourselves because we think, that the bar needs to be here all the time. This is an opportunity for you to be mindful of the expectations that you create for yourself. And if you've worked with me, I tell everybody we have to stop focusing on the 2% that we're not doing and just really give ourselves credit for the 98% that we are. So please, during this time, I know this is hard for people, and boy, my heart goes out to everybody, and I'm no different. There's days where it's just like, oh, but I get up, I try very hard to just set some sort of schedule for myself and to use it as an opportunity versus it just being a negative. Yesterday I went for, I think it was about a 10K walk. It was awesome. It was the first time actually that I was outside in a couple of days. And when I got home, I was just so darn excited because I think throughout my whole walk, which was about an hour and a half, I think I was greeted by every single person that passed me, whether it was, hi, how are you? Are you enjoying your walk? The weather's great. And as I kept walking, I was like, wow, I never felt such a sense of connectedness, just going for a walk. And people truly are, joining together, trying to create a community. And even just out walking, I just felt um, I don't know. There was just something different about it. I don't know what it is, but perhaps it's, the reset button that I talked about where we're coming together, we're coming together in community. So if you're out walking, I just want everybody to know if you're connecting with people and saying hi, it certainly meant something for me. And just, we can all, help one another through this. So remain positive, be kind to one another, be patient, and I assure you, we're all going to get through this. So I hope everybody has a wonderful Easter, and I will talk to you next week. All right, bye for now.